they can do some analysis. Okay, and nowadays there are so many sensors are there. It can give you the deflections, it can give the pressure at any given point. Okay, it can give the moisture level at any given point. Okay, so there are so many sensors are available. So those sensors if we have, and change the variable. Suppose your wind velocity is a variable, say for 100 kilometer per hour, how it is reacting, and note down the values for 200 kilometers per hour wind velocity, how the changes occur in the model. So similarly, that can be extrapolated to the real structure, I mean prototype. So for that, we need a concept called dimension analysis, right? So you cannot simply, I mean, reduce the structure, but there is a procedure is there how to reduce the structure, and what type analysis you have to do, what are the dimensionless numbers. Okay, that we will discuss in this class, right? So this is what precisely last chapter is about the model. Modeling means instead of conducting a experiment on a real structure, right? And then we do it in a lab first. Okay, and then we can apply those results to a real structure, right? But of course there are a few equations are there that can be used directly, but most of the studies we do in the lab. Okay, using dimensional analysis, right? So that is about this unit. And sometimes the experimental work in the laboratory is not only time consuming but also expensive. So the main goal is to extract the minimum information from the fewest experiments. Say for example, say say for example, what is the say power developed in a hydraulic turbine. So it depends upon how many parameters. It depends upon the head available in the dam. Okay, it depends upon the discharge. It depends upon the density. Three parameters, we know that, right? So suppose some other results, like what is a pressure drop in a pipe. Okay, that depends upon the length of the pipe, diameter of the pipe, viscosity of the pipe. Okay, and density of the pipe, right? There may be so many parameters. Suppose you want to conduct a experimental study in lab. Okay, say for example, a particular results r is equal to function of say like, oh, 6 parameters. You want to conduct the lab test in the I mean laboratory. So what we will do, so what are how many variables? 6 variables are there. So to draw a graph, minimum 10 points are required. Okay, so each variable, suppose velocity is one variable. So what we will do, so first we will fix a velocity, let us say uh, 2 meter, and then conduct the experiment. Remaining 5 variables are constant. Okay, and then next 2 meters is increased to 4 meters, and next 5 variables are constant, and conduct the experiment and see how the results occurred, right? So like that, for velocity you have to change 10 times, and the next 5 variables. So even the first say first assumed v is equal to 2, and next 5 variables are constant, and change the second variable. So the permutation and combination, if you do like that, there are 10 to the power of 5 times you have to do experiments. So it's thousands of experiments you have to conduct for 5 variables. Okay, so that is a costly affair and also time consuming. So what you have to do using the dimension analysis, the 5 variables can be reduced to a standard variables, maybe 3 or 2 variables. Okay, we do not lose any information. Okay, the 5 variables is reduced to a few variables, and we will conduct the lab experiment with a fewer samples. Okay, and we will not lose any information. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so large number of variables can be reduced to 3 variables or 4 variables or 2 variables. Okay, so there we need dimension analysis. Okay. Uh, in this regard, dimension analysis is an important tool that helps in correlating analytical results with experimental data and predict the prototype behavior from the measurements on the model, right? So by conducting the experiment on the model, we can predict the behavior of the prototype, behavior of the real structure. Okay, if the velocity is like this, the structure may behave like this, right? If the earthquake occurs of this magnitude, the structure may behave like this. Okay, if the water level in the reservoir up to this level, then the structure may be like this. Okay, if the wind uh, waves occurs in a reservoir of this type, the structure may behave like this, right? If the uh, seepage occur of this magnitude, so the real structure behave like this, like that. We do experiment on a lab, okay, and then we'll predict the how the real structure will be behave. Okay, so that is precisely, this is a very important, very interesting topic also. So here we have only introduction part. If really you want to do further some research on this one, uh, there are good standard books are there. You can watch some videos, YouTube also, right? And uh, then gain some knowledge and do some experiments in our laboratory also. Okay, this is very important. Okay, you can do project also, right? So far no one did on this model studies. Everyone is doing simulations using a computers only, right? So but if you can do some model studies, really it will be very very good. And you can publish paper, and of course you will get some good opportunities also if you can perform some models. Okay, I have seen uh, CWPRS is the Central Water Power Research Station in Pune. Okay, and what they are doing is they have so many models in their lab. Lab is means it's a very very big, huge labs. Okay, the entire Vishakhapatnam port was they have constructed there to a scale. Okay, it's just like say if you take the photography of Vishakhapatnam port, okay, the entire photo Vishakhapatnam port we can capture in a, let us say, 10 by 10 centimeters size photograph. Okay, similarly, so they have reduced the Vishakhapatnam port to a scale. So it a big shed is there, right? So what they do some analysis, they generate some waves, okay, artificially with huge turbines. I mean pumps. They generate waves, okay, and they see if this type of wave occurred, how the coastal erosion taking place. Okay, if there is any, ship is there, what is the effect of the ship because of this wave, such if there is any structure is there like ONGC drilling something oil, they have one structure. So how this structure will behave for this type of waves. Okay, if tsunami occurs, tsunami nothing but it generates some tall waves, right? So if that type of waves occurred, how the coast is behaved, right? So these type of analysis they do. So they have Vishakhapatnam port, they have Marina Beach in Chennai, they have Bombay port, they have Cochin port. Different ports are they have constructed, models are there, and they do some analysis, right? So that is a very very interesting, right? So if we can do such type of a small model, at least a small model in our lab and do can experiments, so that will be very appreciated, right? And so let us see the dimensional. We know the dimensions. This we have been studying since school, right? We know mass is the unit, m is the dimensions, right? Sorry, kg is the unit, m is the dimensions. Length can be measured in a meter. Dimensions are L. So what is the dimensions? Dimensions are properties which can be measured. Okay, mass, length, time, or dimensions. Okay, that's the difference between dimensions and units. Units standard element we use to quantify these dimensions. Okay, so mass is a dimensions, kg is the unit, length is the dimension, meter is the unit. Okay, time is the dimension, and seconds is the unit, right? Time, right? Secondary or derived dimensions, more than one is secondary. Okay, if it is a geometric area, right? So that is a length into length. That is a meter square. So L square is the dimensions, like volume. Okay, length into, okay, width into height, right? So it is a meter cube or unit, and dimensions are cubes. Similarly, kinematic velocity, kinematic properties. Okay, velocity, acceleration comes under this kinematic, right? And force and density comes under the dynamic. Okay, I think this we know. Okay, so this I have downloaded from internet. I think it is బాగుంది, అందుకనే జస్ట్ ఐఎమ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయినింగ్ దిస్ వన్, రైట్? Use of dimension analysis. So what is the use of this dimension analysis is conversion from one dimension to the one dimensional unit to another. Okay, and checking units of the equation, dimension homogeneity, and defining dimensionless relationship. Okay, model analysis. These are the some of the applications of the dimension analysis. Conversion from one dimension to unit to another. Say, for example, velocity is can be expressed in terms of L only. Okay, that we'll see later. Okay, checking units of the equations, the dimensional homogeneity. Okay, I mean, suppose say for example, Q is equal to AV. Okay, Q is equal to AV. Q is equal to, Q means what? Meter cube per second. I mean L cube by T. Okay, A is equal to AB. A means L square. V is equal to EL by T. Okay, and the left hand side of the dimension should be equal to the right hand side of the dimensions. Okay, so so that is called dimensional homogeneity. That you can check. Okay, if that is not correct, means there is something wrong in that equation. Okay, and defining dimensionless relationship. Okay, as I said earlier, uh, if there is a six variables are there, so that can be used to a few variables of dimensionless. Okay, and then we'll derive an equation. Okay, that we can see later. Rayleigh's method, there are two methods are there in that one. Rayleigh's method, Buckingham Pi theorem, and then modal analysis. Dimension homogeneity. Okay, dimensional homogeneity. Uh, so as I said, means dimension in each equation on both sides equal. So look at this one equation: v is equal to square root 2gh. Okay, so that is the velocity through an r phase is equal to square root 2gh. Uh, uh, See, left hand side, what is the velocity? The dimension of the velocity is L by T, LT minus 1. Square root 2gh means L by T square, that is the G dimensions. And H is length L, so it's LT to the power minus 1. It is also LT to the power minus 1, and left hand side also LT to the power minus 1. Okay, so equation V is equal to square root is a dimensionally homogeneous, but then we call it as a dimensionally homogeneous. So it can be used in any system of units, right? Right, means you can use for SI system, FPS system, for MKS system. Like that, so this is some sign problem. Rayleigh method is there. Rayleigh method is to define the relationship among variables. Okay. Say, as I said, some x is a function of a, b, c, d, right? And then we will try to make a relation between all these variables, right? So that we'll see in Rayleigh's equation. So this method is for determining the expressions for variables, which depends upon maximum 3 or 4 variables. Okay, if it is a variables are 3 or 4, generally we use Rayleigh method. If it is more than 4, we can use Buckingham criteria. Okay? Because the Rayleigh method is difficult if the variables are more than 4. Okay, what is the Rayleigh method is uh, let x is a function of x1, x2, x3, and mathematically you can write like this: x is equal to function of x1, x2, x3, right? So this can also be written as x is equal to some constant x1 to the power of a, x to the power of b, x to the power of c, right? Where a, b, c are arbitrary powers. Okay. So the values of a, b, c are obtained by comparing the powers of the fundamental dimensions on both sides. Okay. And then we can establish a relationship. 1 minute. And the expressions for discharge Q in a open channel flow. When Q is depends upon area A and velocity V. Okay, we know the if want to calculate discharge in a open channel, what are the variables? Variables are A, okay, and another variable is V, right? So therefore you can write this function as a Q is function of AV, okay? Q is function of AV like this. Okay, Q is function of AV, and that can be written as Q is equal to some K a to the power of, I mean, a to the power of what here written, a to the power of a, v to the power of b. Okay, and k is a non-dimensional constant. Okay, now substitute the dimensions on the both sides of the equation, right? So we know what is a discharge. Charge is, as I said, meter cube per second, isn't it? So meter cube per second means meter is L cube L3 by T. Okay. So there is no mass, but you have to write m to the power of 0 if there is no mass is there. Okay. And the right side is k is a non-dimensional. Keep k as it is. And what is the area? Area is length into width. So the dimensions for a is equal to L square to the power of a, and velocity, you know, L by T, okay, to the power of b. Now equating the powers of MLT on both sides. Okay, equating the powers of MLT on both sides. Here there is no M on this side, so therefore you just ignore it, and then come to the power T. So here it is. This side is left hand side is a -1, and right hand side is equal to minus b. -1 is T is equal to. Now what we are doing is comparing the powers of dimensions. Okay, power of T left hand side is -1 and right hand side is minus b. So therefore b is equal to 1. Okay. Now you compare the powers of dimension L. Left hand side 3, right hand side here is a 2a, 2a plus b. 2a plus this, see, look at this is L to the power of 2a and L to the power of b. So therefore L to the power of 2a plus b, isn't it? So 3 is equal to 2a plus b. So we know b is equal to 1. You substitute b is equal to 1. Then 2a is equal to 2 minus b. Okay. And then it will become b, a is equal to 1. So here a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1. So you substitute a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1. So this equation become q is equal to va. Okay. So discharge is equal to velocity, right? Similarly, another example is there. Okay. So this is another example. Find the equation for the power developed by a pump if it depends upon the head H discharge Q and specific weight gamma. Okay, this P power is equal to function of H, Q, and gamma, right? So this can be written as using a Rayleigh's method. P is equal to some constant, dimensionless constant, H to the power of A, Q to the power of B, and gamma to the power of C. Okay, now you just the dimensions of P, power dimensions is so you should remember all those things. What is the dimensions for power, head, discharge, specific weight, all those things, right? Just substitute the dimensions of the power. So that is equal to L square M T to the power of minus 3. Similarly, H head. Head, you know what is head? That is a length, right? But M is 0, T is 0. But you have to write all those things. If that M is not variable, you write 0, M to the power of 0. If T is not there in the variable, then T to the power of 0, right? Or H can be written as like this, LMT whole to the power of A. For Q is like this and gamma is like this. Okay. Now you compare the powers of M, powers of T, and powers of L. Then from there you can get A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1, C is equal to. Okay. And then you substitute, and then P is equal to uh, K Q gamma H, right? When K is equal to, so this is the formula, right? So when K is equal to 1, this will become HQ gamma, right? So this way Rayleigh's method is used. If this equations, more than 4, and then we use Buckingham pi theorem, okay? So this is another example of uh, find an expression for a drag force R on a smooth sphere of a diameter d, moving with uniform velocity v in a fluid of density rho and dynamic viscosity gamma. So therefore, a drag force here is a function of diameter of the sphere, velocity of the fluid, and specific gravity, density of the fluid, and viscosity of the fluid. Okay, there are 4 variables are there here. So this can be written as per Rayleigh's theorem. It can be written as like this. Okay, now you substitute the dimensions of the force, which is drag force R, can be written like, and D like this, and velocity like this, and density like this, and viscosity is this. And compare the powers of M, powers of D, and powers of L. Right. So when you compare, we got A is equal to, say here it is a four unknown is there, that is A, B, C, D, but equations are 3 only. So therefore substitute, write all those things in terms of D. Okay, A is equal to 2 minus D, right? And what is this here? It is B is equal to 2 minus D, C is equal to 1 minus D. Okay, mu, right? You just substitute all those things here. So D to the power 2 minus D, that is A, and this is B is equal to 2 minus D, B to the power minus D, and C is equal to 1 minus D, and D as it is D, right? And this can be written as like this. Okay, okay, and K constant. So as like this, right? And see, uh, so this will be rho v square d square and a function of mu by rho vd. Okay, so this entire thing, this is unknown thing. This is see, mu by rho vd whole to the power of d. So it is a function of mu by rho vd. So this is constant. Okay, this constant, this is also constant. So this will go inside. So this is a constant, right? So this constant is called what is it? Reynolds number. Okay, so the R drag force is equal to rho v square d square and function of something constant, or you can say constant, right? So this is okay. right? So this way Rayleigh's method is used. Now we'll see the Buckingham pi theorem, right? Buckingham pi theorem is, as I said, variables are reduced to uh, small, I mean standard variables, right? So if there are n variables are there in a physical phenomena, okay, and those n variables contain n dimensions, okay, and then the variable can be arranged into n minus 1 dimensional group called pi terms, okay. So if x is equal, if something uh, so they look at this one, it is a something is a function of x1 x2 x3 xn. So how many variables are there here? N variables are there. M variable, sorry, n variables are there. So what are the standard dimensions we have? MLN, right? That is, let us say m is equal to m standard dimensions are there. So therefore, it can be arranged into n minus m dimensionless groups, n minus m dimensionless groups, pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, and up to n minus m. Okay. If here the variables are 5 and m is equal to 3, and how many pi will get? 2 pi terms will get, right? If variables are 6 and m is equal to 3, and you will get 3 pi terms, okay. And what are this one? Pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 are, okay, uh, are dimensionless groups, okay. Each term contains m plus 1 variables, okay, out of which m are a repeating type, and one is of non-repeating type, okay. That we will explain using any example. So just remember this one. If n variables are there and m are the standard dimensions, then the number of pi terms n minus m, okay. And each pi term contains m plus 1 variables, okay, where m is the repeating variable, right? And one is the non-repeating type. 1 minute line లో. Is it okay? Any disturbance వస్తుందా మీకు? హలో,
ఇది వినిపిస్తుంది సార్.
ఒక వర్షం అటెండ్ అవుతున్నాను, రైట్. బకింగ్హామ్ థీరం, సారీ, బకింగ్హామ్ థీరం, రైట్. 1 minute. So how to find the repeating variables? So repeating variables we can take like this. One is a geometric property. Length, height, width, area are the geometric property. And another one is the flow property. Okay, flow property means velocity, acceleration, discharge. And another one is the fluid property. Mass, density, viscosity, and these are the fluid property. All right. See, look at this. When this, if you can see this example, then it will be clear to you. The pressure difference delta P in a pipe of diameter D and length L due to viscous flow depends on the velocity V, viscosity mu, and density rho. Using Buckingham pi theorem, obtained an expression for delta P. Okay. See, delta P is a function of what? Diameter of the pipe, length of the pipe, velocity of the pipe, and viscosity of the pipe, and then density. Okay. So therefore, you can write this is like this. Delta P is equal to, we don't know the equation, but we know that delta P is depends upon all these 5 variables. That's what the meaning of this one. Okay. we don't know the equation, how to calculate the delta P, but we know to calculate the delta P, these five variables are influencing, all right? So that is what the meaning of this one, okay? So this can be written as a function 1 delta P dLV mu rho is equal to 0. So delta P, so right side తీసుకొచ్చేస్తాం is equal to 0. So how many variables are there here? Delta P1, so this is the 2, this is the 3, and this is the 4, and this is the 5, and this is the 6. So n is equal to 6, okay? And a number of fundamental functions in these variables, if you can write delta P units and D units and L units and V units and mu units and rho units, and then see how many fundamental variables are there, okay? uh, so just, so there are, if everything is there, mass is there, length is there, time is there, and m is equal to 3. In some type, there is no mass is there in any variable. M is not there in any variable. Only LT is there. In that case, M is equal to 2. Okay. How many fundamental variables? So how do you calculate that? Write the units of this delta P and see M is there in any one term. M is there, then okay. Then look, L is there, right? If T is there, then M is equal to 3. Otherwise, okay. So n here is equal to 6 variables, m is equal to 3. So number of pi terms is equal to n minus 3. Okay, that is equal to 6 plus 3 is equal to 3. 1 minute. So this equation will become function f1 pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 is equal to 0. Got my point? So each pi term, how many variables? M plus 1 variables. M plus 1 variables. Means how many there? 4 variables. Okay. So out of 4 variables, 3 are repeating variables, right? So this is each pi term contains m plus 1 variables, out of which m are repeating variable, 1 is non-repeating variable, right? So here, so for we have 3 pi terms, right? Now repeating variable. So repeating variable ela kanukuntaru. So one from geometric property, one from flow property, and one from fluid property. Okay. So the geometric property here you can say a D or L. So let us say D. D తీసుకో one variable, one repeating variable, and another one flow property. Flow property and velocity, acceleration. So V, you take the another repeating variable. Okay. Another property is fluid property. Fluid property, maybe viscosity and rho, you can take rho. Okay. So mu. So here he has taken, you can take rho. Okay. So it's not a standard. If I do, so I will take different pi terms, so you will get a different pi terms, right? But ultimately everything is same. Okay. All information is contained in one pi term, right? But there is a check is also there. You can check it. So what is these pi terms are non-dimensional variables. Okay. So therefore, after once you got the pi term, okay, substitute the dimensions of that variables and see it is a dimensionless or not. So if it is a dimensionless, then your procedure is correct. Okay. So let us say in our case, the repeating variables are d, v, mu. Okay. And I said each pi terms contains how many variables? M plus 1 variable. M are the repeating variable. 1 is the non-repeating variable. All right. So here D is repeating variable, V is repeating variable, mu is repeating variable. So therefore, delta P is a non-repeating variable, L is a non-repeating variable, rho is a non-repeating variable. So pi 1, these are the repeating variables. D, you can write pi 1 like this, D to the power of A1 and into V to the power of B1 into mu to the power of C1, and one non-repeating variable, delta P will write here. And pi 2 you can write like this, D to the power of A2, V to the power of B2, mu to the power of C2, and L is non-repeating. And similarly, pi 3, D to the power of A3, V to the power of B by 3, mu to the power of C by 3, and rho. This is a non-repeating variable, right? And to write pi is equal to, so what is pi? As I said, pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 are dimensionless group. Okay, they don't have any dimensions. So therefore, pi can be written as like this: m to the power of 0, L to the power of 0, t to the power of 0. Okay, and this side, d diameter. So dimension is L, L to the power of a1. V is velocity, so L by t. You can write like this: L to the power of b1. Okay, mu is the viscosity. So this can be right, this is m by lt. Okay, and delta p is the pressure drop. So that can be written as m by lt square. Okay, now you compare the powers of m. You get c1 is equal to -1. Compare the power of l, right? I think ఇది అర్థమవుతుంది కదా, how to compare, right? Hello.
ఎస్ సార్ అర్థమవుతుంది సార్.
Okay. Compare the power of L and you will get A1 is equal to 1. Similarly, compare the power of T. So here T is power and T ఇక్కడ left hand side 0. Right hand side ఏంటి చూడు, ఇక్కడ ఒకటి ఉంది -1b, okay, and -1c and -2. Okay. Now if then from this one you see b1 is equal to -1. Okay, so a1 is equal to 1, b1 is equal to -1, c is equal to -1. Therefore this term can be written as pi 1 is equal to d to the power of a1 అంటే d to the power of a1 అంటే 1, a1 ఏమంత అయింది 1 గా రాసి, and velocity the power of b1. What is b1 here? -1. Okay, v to the power of -1, and mu to the power of c1. C1 is how much? What? -1. So mu to the power of -1 into delta p. Delta p. So this pi term will become d into delta p divided by mu v. Okay. So this is the first pi term. So this is whether this is correct or not. Okay. Your procedure is correct or not. How to check? You substitute the L. D dimensions of D, that is L, and dimensions of the P, delta P, and divided by dimensions of the mu and dimensions of the V, and see it should be equal to 1. It should be equal to 1. Okay, I mean non-dimensions. Okay, it is a dimensionless group. If this results is coming something like L to the power of 1, m to the power of 1, L to the power of -2, and t to the power of something. Okay, and then it's not dimensionless group. There is something wrong in your calculations, right? So that is the one way you have to check whether your pi term is correct or not, right? And next pi term 2. So that is a d to the power of a by 2, v to the power of b by 2, v to the power of c by 2 into L. Okay, so this is pi term 2. Okay, and we know that each pi term is a dimensionless property, dimensionless group. Okay, so m to the power of 0, you can write left hand side L to the power of 0, t to the power of 0, and substitute the dimensions of d here, substitute the dimensions of v, substitute the dimensions of mu, and substitute the dimensions of L. So that is L, and compare the powers of mlt. and then you will get C2 is equal to 0, A2 is equal to -1, and B2 is equal to also 0. Okay, so this will be d to the power of a by 2 ante -1, right? V to the power of b by 2 ante v to the power of 0, mu to the power of c by 2 ante c2 is equal to 0 into L. Yeah. So this will become L by D, because V and mu is uh, 1 అయిపోతుంది కాబట్టి. Okay, v to the power of 0, v to the power of 0, L by D. So this is the second pi term. Okay. So look at this one. L is the length, D is a diameter. Right? What is the dimensions for L?
Meter.
I mean, meter is the unit, dimension L, right?
L.
Length L, diameter also L. So L by L is equal to 1. So it means pi 2 is a dimensionless group, right? So that is, I'm checking whether my calculation is correct or not. And then another is the third pi term. Okay, so pi 3 is equal to d to the power of a by 3, v to the power of b by 3, v to the power of c by 3, and rho, right? And substitute the dimensions for pi 3. Pi 3 dimensions, we said pi 3 is a dimensionless group, so everything is 0. M to the power of 0, L to the power of 0, t to the power of 0. Okay, and then write the dimensions for d and v and mu here, rho. Okay, meter cube. So what is the rho density is mass per volume, right? That's what m by L cube. All right, and now compare the powers of m, compare the powers of L, T, then you will get the these values C3, A3, and B3, and right. So the pi 3 term will be rho dV by mu. Okay, now write the equation, and Buckingham pi the equation, that is a function of pi 1, pi 2, pi 3. Okay, pi 1 function is this is the pi 1 function, d delta p by mu v. Okay, and this is the second pi term, and this is the third pi term, is equal to 0. Okay, and we know this is what is this one, delta p. This can also be written as d delta p by mu v is equal to function of pi 2, pi 3. Pi 1 is equal to function of pi 2, pi 3. You can stop up to this point also. Okay, so now see, the variable is reduced to 2. Earlier we have how many variables? 6 variables are there. Now the 6 variable reduced to 2 variables of dimensionless quantity, dimensionless variable. L by T has no dimensions, and rho d v by mu is also have no dimensions. Okay, and then if you conduct experiment, and you can find the relation between these variables, right? So that is a beauty of the dimensionless analysis. Okay, you can stop up to here, but he has gone further, like that. He has written, say, delta p can be written as mu v నటు పక్కకు తీసుకెళ్ళాడు, d ని తీసుకొచ్చాడు, is function of these two parameters. Okay, LD ni he said the experiments, and he did some experiments. Okay, అందుకే ఈ ఈక్వేషన్ వచ్చింది. If you do not do any experiment, you can stop up to this point. It means this pi 1 is a function of pi 2 and pi 3, 2 variables. Right, and if you do analysis, experimental analysis, so you will get these equations. Okay, finally, so this is head HF loss, I mean, so head loss through a pipe. Okay, see, I will explain here from here. So this can be written as like this. All right, and it shows that delta p is a linear function of L by T. So therefore you can take an out of the function this term. Okay, then mu v by d, L by d is and some function of this rho dv by mu. Okay, right? And this is a pressure. If you want to have a pressure head, divide this by rho g. So for delta P by rho g, that gives pressure head, that is HF, and mu V by D, L by D, and 1 by rho g. Okay, it is a function of this one. 1 minute. Hello. Hello. Yeah. So now it is a function of, this is called rho d by mu is called Reynolds number, right? Mu VL by W d square and some constant. Okay, so that's how we can establish a relation between variables and the pressure head, right? It okay? Any question? అర్థమైందా?
సార్
చెప్పు.
సార్ అంటే రిపీటింగ్ వేరియబుల్స్ లో ఒక డైనమిక్ ఫ్లో ఫ్లూయిడ్ ఫ్లో అంటే ఈ టర్మ్స్ లో ఒక్కొక్కటి తీసుకోవాలి సార్.
డైనమిక్ కాదు, జామెట్రిక్ ప్రాపర్టీ.
జామెట్రిక్ అంటే సార్ ఇప్పుడు 3లో ఒక్కొక్కటి తీసుకున్నాం కదా సార్, అది మనకి ఒకటి డి ఉంది, ఇంకోటి ఎల్ ఉంది, అదేంటి సార్ జామెట్రిక్ ప్రాపర్టీ సార్, అది రెండిట్లో ఒకటి తీసుకోవచ్చు సార్.
అవును.
అంటే మీరు ఓన్లీ అంటే ఏదైనా అంటే 5 టర్మ్స్ డిఫరెంట్ వస్తాయి సార్ అలా అయితే?
ఒకసారి చేసి చూడు, ఎల్ తీసుకొని చేసి చూడు. ఐ హావ్ నాట్ రైట్, బట్ వాట్ ఐ అండర్స్టూడ్ ఈస్ యూ కెన్ టేక్ ఎల్ ఆల్సో. అండ్ ఫైనల్లీ నేను చెప్పాను కదా, క్రాస్ చెక్ ఏంటి, పై టర్మ్కి పై టర్మ్ ఇలా వచ్చింది అనుకో, పై 1 లేకపోతే ఇలా వచ్చింది అనుకో, అండ్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ ద డైమెన్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ న్యూమరేటర్ అండ్ డినామినేటర్ అండ్ ఇట్ షుడ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1. అది రావాలి.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, అర్థమైందా? సో m are the standard variables, right? Pi term ఎలా రాస్తాము? So these 3 repeating variables and 1 non-repeating variable. Okay, right? So this is the how to select the repeating variable. Okay, so L ni D ni తీసుకోకూడదు. No 2 repeating variables should have the same dimensions. Okay.
Okay sir.
Right, and not dependent. Delta P is a dependent of all these D, L, V, mu, rho. So therefore it is not a repeating variable. Okay, so like that you have to choose, right? ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసి చూడు, ఎల్ తీసుకొని అండ్ చెక్ చేసి చూడు ఎలా వస్తుందో, రైట్, ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ డి. ఆల్రైట్, we'll stop here. Hello.
Yes,
thank you sir.
Thank you sir.
Right. So మీకు హైడ్రాలజీ ఎన్ని యూనిట్స్ అయినాయి? హైడ్రాలజీ
ఇప్పుడు ఇది గుడ్రిచ్ మెథడ్ చెప్తున్నాను సార్.
అండ్ 4th యూనిట్.
అవును సార్.
ఓకే, ఫినిష్ చేయమను ముందు అతన్ని. ఓకే,
ఓకే సార్.
అండ్ దెన్ ఐ విల్ టేక్ న్యూమరికల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ నేను చెప్పిస్తాను. ఓకే, చెప్తాను. రైట్. ఓకే, హలో.